everybody, it's Dan, your host here at Dan's Reviews, back for our weekly predictions video for next week's episode of the Walking Dead television series. This is for the Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 5, called The Big Scary You. So this episode is going to be a very heavy Sanctuary Negan episode. So this is going to be really cool because we have not seen Negan since the Season 8 premiere, Episode 100. So, I'm very excited to see Negan again in the Walking Dead TV show. But again, spoiler warning if you have not seen up to the Walking Dead Season 8 Episode 4. If you have not, don't watch this video because I will go into some spoilers, maybe for Episode 4. Also talk about Episode 5 a little bit. So, yeah, this episode looks really, really cool. Now, we are actually halfway through the first half of The Walking Dead Season 8 already. I know that sounds crazy, but we actually are. And that's really crazy, man. So yeah, that's what's up there. But now let's go into what this episode is going to contain. So let's start with Rick and Daryl. So in this episode, we're not just gonna get the Sanctuary. The majority will be at the Sanctuary. But we will get some scenes between Rick and Daryl. Maybe at least about a good quarter of the episode will be Rick and Daryl, and then maybe a little over half will be the Sanctuary. Because I'm expecting the majority to be Negan and the Saviors trying to get out. My prediction, though, for the ending of this episode, I do have a pretty big prediction. I think Jadis will probably capture Rick in this episode, maybe at the end. Yeah, probably near the end of this episode. And then episode 6, we will see Jadis try to use Rick as leverage, maybe she wants the survivors to maybe pay their way back to get Rick or something like that. So we'll have to see. But that's episode 6. So in this episode, looks like Daryl and Rick are going to be out there. Now, it looks like they separate at some point. It looks like Rick goes off on his own. Why that is, I have no idea. I don't really know why they're separating. It's kind of confusing me, to be honest. But this clip right here, they are putting down the guy who was in the Jeep. It looks like he's still alive, and Daryl is shooting him right here. So looks like they're going to be shooting him. Now they're going to be taking the explosives that they had. That also looks like that will be happening as well. And it looks like in this episode, Rick and Daryl will probably have to separate for something like I was talking about. So what will they be separating for? It is a really great question, to be honest. It's something that I'm not really sure. It is a good question, though, why they're separating. Because, you see the explosives here, of course, so that is going to be really great for them. And then, of course, right here, it looks like they are ready to take off, go their separate ways. So, again, why they're separating, I'm not really sure. I can't really make a prediction on that because it's like, there's probably going to be something that happens that makes them have to separate or something like that. Maybe what could happen is, Daryl could be going back. Because, of course, I just thought about that. Because in episode 3, Daryl said, "I'm gonna head back home. If you're gone for too long, I'm gonna come out looking for you." And Rick's like, "That's the plan." So maybe that'll actually happen in this episode where Daryl goes back home. So maybe that's what's going on. And then Rick is going to keep going out there and meet up with maybe Ezekiel, Carol, and all them. Maybe that's where he's trying to get to. He's trying to meet up with them. But of course, they're at the kingdom, so maybe he's on the way to the hilltop. Maybe he's going to be on his way to the kingdom. I don't know. That part's tricky, but it looks like Daryl could be going back home. I just thought about that. So, now in this episode, it looks like Rick is going to be off on his own maybe for, a little bit of time. And it looks like Rick will probably stumble upon Jadis. He's alone. It makes perfect sense that he would get captured. And there's sequences in the trailer where you see him clearly captured, with Jadis. Not from this episode, but in the Comic-Con trailer for this season. When he's alone, you can see some clips there. So it just makes sense that at the end of this episode, for cliffhanger, you will see Rick get captured by Jadis. Because they're kind of trying to make people forget about her. That's what they're kind of doing this season. So obviously that's not working because everybody's been wondering when Rick is going to get captured. Because everybody that's seen the trailer for this season, and there's so many views on the Comic-Con trailer this season, so almost everybody's seen it. Everybody knows that Rick is going to get captured most likely in the next, episode or two. So to make a prediction, I don't think that Daryl will be there to save Rick in any kind of way. No, I think he is going to get jumped, and I think that'll be a cliffhanger for this episode. So that is going to be really exciting, though. I'm excited to see what's going to happen there. So that's probably what's going to happen between Rick and Daryl and all that stuff. So now we got the Gabriel stuff, we got the Negan stuff. This looks pretty cool. He disarms Gabriel, he tackles him down. There's a sneak peek on Talking Dead where he's pointing a gun towards him. Obviously, he's not going to shoot him. But we actually don't see clips of him in the sanctuary. Would you imagine if Negan just, shot him right then and there? That would be pretty insane. But I don't think that's going to happen, no, because they're making it seem like he's going to kill him. I don't think Negan's going to kill a priest. No. Looks like they're also in the first sneak peek that they posted on AMC, Negan's, saying, oh, I help people, but in different ways, And I like when Gabriel's like, how do you help people? And then Negan interrupts, they're all going to die because I'm not there to stop it, So that was a cool sneak peek. And then he starts whistling at the end. So how they're going to get out, I don't know. Maybe it's maybe Dwight and the others will maybe go there and take out the walkers, and then they'll be like, okay, come on, get in or something. Maybe they'll come to his rescue or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's most likely, to be honest. So looks like Negan will be back in this episode. Very excited to see what they've got in store for Negan in this episode. Looks like this episode, when they're actually in the sanctuary, it looks like they're gonna have a little meeting, and it looks like Negan is not happy about something. So, because this is the scene from the trailer that that we've been waiting to see all season long. I've been wondering when this scene was gonna come into play, when Negan is smashing the bat on the table, and it looks like he's mad about something. But it looks like, and I don't know if they're trying to mess with us in any kind of way, but Gavin says, he's like, someone in here made something out there, caused everything that happened out there. And then you see the clip where you see Simon, who is looking at Gavin. So what does that mean? Does that mean that Dwight is going to be caught? Would you imagine if they just killed off Dwight in this episode? No, it's not going to happen. But it's tricky to say. I personally actually don't think that they're going to find out who it is. I think honestly they're trying to trick us. I think Simon's going to look at everybody at that table, and they're gonna, then they're gonna wonder who it is, So, I don't know. I think they're trying to trick us. I don't think Dwight will be caught in this episode. If he does, he better try to get out of there. But I mean, him getting out of there is very impossible. So, yeah, that's something. But anyway, guys, that is my predictions for the Walking Dead episode. Make sure to write all of your comments below about this episode, and what do you think will happen. Maybe we'll get some more Eugene too, so we'll have to see what happens in this episode. Very excited for it though, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Of course, it'll be this upcoming weekend, so of course catch it, and I will be doing tons of Walking Dead videos during the week leading up to this episode. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys really soon.